Today we're going to be loading up some 45 Cowboy Special, and we're going to be using some 200 grain semi-wad cutters from Hoosier Bullets, and that's coming up next here on Jesse B Outdoors Reloading. Welcome back, everybody, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. So we're continuing our series here with 45 Cowboy Special. What we're going to do is we're going to bring the camera in here. I'm going to go over the components I'm going to be using for these today. Go over my die setup and what I'm using for that. And then we're going to reload 25 rounds. Then in a different video on my main channel, when I get time to go out and shoot them, we'll test them out and see how they shoot. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, before we go over components here, I want you guys to check the disclaimer out down in the description of this video. 45 ACP standard has a lot more pressure than what 45 Colt does. So when you're doing reloading with this, you got to be careful of the pressures on it. I'm using light charges of 45 ACP so I don't exceed the pressures that 45 Colt. Like I'm using a Ruger Blackhawk, so that has a little bit higher pressure than what a stock Colt or Colt clone has. So that's something you got to watch out for with these rounds. So with that said, let's go ahead and start off with the powder we're using today. Today we're using Alliant Bullseye. We're using 4 grains of this. And like I said, I'm doing this for the first time, so I have no experience using this powder with these rounds. But it's going to be a light round, and it's not going to exceed that pressures. So we're going to put that over here. And the primers we're going to be using today are going to be Winchester large pistol primers. For brass today we are using Starline 45 Cowboy Special brass. And then of course the bullet we're using, I already said, is the 200 grain semi-wad cutter from Hoosier Bullets. I like to thank Hoosier Bullets for sending these out to the channel. And that is everything that we're going to be using. Now I'm going to bring you in even closer and show you my die setup real quick. Alright, now when doing 45 Cowboy Special, there is no 45 Cowboy Special dies. So what we're using here today is a Lee sizing and decapping die. This is for 45 Colt. Then we'll move to the next one here. What we have here is going to be a Lee powder through expanding die. This one is for 45 ACP. And then the next one we got here is going to be the Lee. This is going to be the bullet seating and crimp die. I'm only bullet seating with it though, I'm not crimping with it. And then last here, I don't have a factory crimp die because for some reason with these cast bullets, when I go to crimp them with the Lee factory crimp die, it pulls the bullet right out of the case and crimps it right at the bottom. Weirdest thing I've ever seen. So what we're doing is I got my 45 ACP bullet seating and crimp die from RCBS, but I got the seating stem pulled out and we are just crimping with it. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we're going to start the first round off here, and I'm going to do like I normally do. I'm going to tell everybody what I'm doing in case they've never seen this before so they know. So right now we are taking this up. We are putting it in the sizing die. If it had a primer, it would be decapping. Now I'm going to put a primer in here. I'm going to push forward on the handle and seat the primer. That way you guys can see right there, we've got a brand new primer in there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a powder check on this. Now I haven't messed with this powder measure since yesterday. So what I'm doing now is I'm coming over here to the side where you guys can't see, zeroing my case out. And what I'm going to do, I can triple charge this with no issues. So I'm going to throw a couple in there. And I'm going to dump that out. And the reason why I'm doing this is to get the powder to settle. I've showed in other videos how usually the first one never comes out from the powder settling. But in this video, we are just going to do that and see where we are. And once again, I am doing 4.0 grain. So if I'm at 4.9, 4.1, don't really care. I'm going to double check this one again just to make sure. We were a little bit low at 3.8. It's at 3.8 again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump this up a little bit. I don't want to go too light on these, because if you go too light, then you don't get complete powder burn, and I've had that issue with these already. So we'll just do this a couple more times. Get this set up. For people who are new to reloading, this might be something they're not familiar with, so that's why I'm leaving this in the video. And we'll check this one here. And now we are at 4 grains. I'm going to double check it one more time and we'll move on after that if it's right. Okay, that one looked like it was a little bit off again, but we're close enough to where I'm kind of good with it. Alright, there we go. We're back on 4.0. So we'll drop that down. And now on the bullet seating, I'm trying to get these close to 1.275. So I'm going to measure this real quick here. I could probably show you guys this here. We'll get my measure to go here. Right there you can see what we're at. And I'm trying to get close to 12, or I keep saying 12. 1.2. I think it was 7.5 on this, was it? Oh no, it's 1.245. Thinking of a different one here. That's why I got the stuff written down here. I'm actually at 1.247. And you know what? Just because if you look at the way that bullet is seated, it is pretty close to the top of the shoulder of that bullet already. I'm just going to go ahead and roll with that. What we're going to do next is we're going to run it up into the crimp die and crimp it. And I'm going to check it one more time just to make sure and see here what our size is on that and make sure we're close on it. I'm putting kind of a tight crimp on it. But now right there you can see that it actually drew a little bit. And we went to 12 or 1.2. What is that? 50 on that. I'm still good with all that. So we're going to keep on rolling with these. Like I said, these are going to be test rounds here. So there is no concrete anything on this round. And that's the thing about it. So now we're going to crank these out here. So once again, we are sizing, priming, putting our primer in, pushing forward, putting our powder charge in, putting our bullet in and seating, and then crimping. I put a tighter crimp on these and I think I might have went too tight on them. Bad thing about that is tighter crimp, pressures are going to come up a little bit, but this is a low charge. So we'll see how it goes when we shoot these. And I like doing these kind of rounds in the Lee Classic Trap Press here, just because it goes a little bit quicker than the single stage. And this kind of video, I figured it'd be better off for this. It does take a little bit longer to do them on my RCBS Rock Chucker. In case if you guys don't know, I use a inline fabrication quick change flush mount, so it don't take long at all for me to swap these presses out to work on stuff like that. Makes it real nice to do that. And we'll seat it right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do about 5 more, and then I'll double check the powder charge on it just to make sure we are still on. That's just a personal thing that I like doing. You don't have to do it. That's just something I like doing. Some people check it at the beginning and then they forget about it and don't worry about it at all. I like checking every 10 when I'm doing them this way. It's a great thing about reloading. There's no right or wrong. For some reason that one didn't feel like it wanted to go in. There we go. Just whatever makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, that's the best thing to do to be safe. That's why we are doing these as test rounds, and we are doing a very low charge to keep those pressures down. The first video I did with these, where I did the 160 grain Lee bullets and Trail Boss, I didn't say nothing about it because it was a light load. But somebody brought it up in the comments. They're like, hey, you should mention this. Because I did say in that video that use 45 ACP load data, which was my fault. I should have been more specific than that. So that's why in all the rest of these I'm doing the little disclaimer on what to do and stuff on these. So now we are on our 10th one here. Put that primer in, and then I'm going to come back over here and get my scale zeroed out again. Double check this powder charge. I think I might have these belled a little bit too much, but that's alright. Alright, we're right where we want to be, so everything's good on that. So are you guys enjoying these 45 Cowboy Special videos? I'm really enjoying making them. I don't see a lot on it, but the one thing I am going to do is when I get money, I'm going to order the RCBS roll crimp die. Walter at the Vehicle channel gave me the part number for it. So what we're going to do when we get that is we're going to do some actual 45 Colt bullets with these and be able to roll crimp them. That's the reason why I've been doing 45 ACP, because I can only taper crimp them. But I think because I'm taper crimping them, either I'm not getting complete burn because of the light loads, or I might be getting bullets jumping the crimp. I did a shooting video with the two 30 grain plated bullets, and I kept saying I was thinking that I was getting bullets jumping the crimp, but I never actually checked for it, and I didn't realize that until I edited the video. I was like, man, I kept saying it, and I didn't actually check to see if it was. But I think it's either because of low charge and not getting a complete burn, because I'm getting a lot of unburnt powder in the cases and in the cylinder of my gun, or it's because it's jumping the crimp. So on these ones, like I said, I crimp these a little bit tighter than I normally would. When I did these bullets in 45 Colt, I'll leave a card up above for you guys to check that video out too. When I did the shooting part of it with my Cimarron Pistolier, I had a issue of the bullet jumping the crimp with that with the 45 Colt, and that's what makes me think these might be doing that. This is brand new brass. I don't get why some of these primers are going in hard. It's kind of strange. Alright, looks like we're good on that. But yeah, that's why I said at the beginning, I am no expert on this at all. This is just something I'm messing around with and learning. I had somebody in one video, oops, I dropped my piece of brass. I'm going to grab that here real quick. I had somebody in the first original video, they thought like I knew all about this and knew everything about it, and they were asking a lot of questions, and I was like, there's a reason why I said this is the first time of me doing this, because I couldn't answer their question because I didn't know, because I didn't try it yet. So I was just like, sorry man, I was like, I'm just learning, so keep watching, and maybe if I come across what he asked about, I'll cover it in another video, but I don't know if he'll watch another video because of it. You know, that's alright, but that's why I said, hey, this is the first time I'm doing these, and I do not know what I'm doing. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know what I'm doing. I'm being cautious of what I'm doing, but I'm learning with it just so people know. And that's what reloading's all about. That's why I wanted to try these, because there's not many videos out there about it. And I thought it'd be a lot of fun. So now what I'm going to do is we're already down to the last row of bullets here. So after this, I'm going to be quiet and let you guys just hear the press. Let me pick this piece of brass up. Keep dropping them. Who was the one that kept dropping all the stuff all the time? Elvis Ammo. Yeah, I'm being Elvis Ammo. Alright, I'm going to be quiet now and let you guys listen to this. Oop, fingers don't want to work again. In case you guys have never watched the channel, we're almost done here anyways. If you see me dropping a lot of stuff, it's because I have a muscle disease, and the older I get, the more it's affecting my hands and I'm losing feeling in my fingers. And that's why that's happening. But we got one more here, and then I'll pick that one up and we'll finish this out here of the loading. Alright, I'm going to pick that other piece of brass up here real quick. Alright, we got the last piece here. And the one thing with this Lee safety prime, usually the last last primer is a pain to get out. That time it came out, it all depends. I think on the brand primer is what it matters. Because I've had issue with some primer brands and not with others. But there we go. There is our 25 rounds of 45 Cowboy Special with the semi-wide cutter from Hoosier Bullets. So now we got 25 more rounds of the 45 Cowboy Special to test out here. I'm having a lot of fun testing these guys. I know not all my testing has gone great now. None of my numbers over the chronograph have been good. Some have shot all right. Some are all over the place. That is part of learning with this. Like I said, once I get that other die in that could roll crimp, I got some 200 grain 452 bullets. Don at TAB Video sent me some, which I'm glad he did. I do have the mold of that, Don. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I have no lead to cast them up. So you actually helped me out. So we're going to use his bullets to do the testing with that once I get that in. So there you go once again. 45 Cowboy Special, and just basically in case you guys want to know, this is basically a cut down 45 Colt down to the same length as a 45 ACP. Just in case you guys don't know, go to my first reloading video on these. I'll leave a card up above for you guys to check that out, and I go over that in that video. So as always, don't forget to check the links down below. Down there I have links. Some of them got discount codes to save you guys money. Others are affiliate accounts that do help out the channel. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below. We are One Nation Under God, and I'll see you all on the next one.